we're gonna go for views, views, views. It's all we care about. Don't care who's watching as long as we get somebody to watch. And we make significantly more money now. 10,000 views of a super targeted audience that's like killing. Like these people are all for you versus 100,000 an audience that is kind of all over the place. We want 1,000 Carls instead of 100,000 Joe Blows wherever. Like that's the biggest thing for us.
The #1 Madden and college football coach online coming into the show right now. Who am I talking about? I am talking about Mr. Civ, better known as Civil. He works with EA Sports, okay? He was just on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s podcast. Hello.
Huge.
And we're going to get the wisdom from him as a creator in the creator economy, working together with brands. What's coming around the corner and how can all of those us in e-commerce take advantage? I am talking about Mr. Civil himself. Get in here, sir. Get in here.
Good to have you guys. Good to see you guys. Thank you for having me.
We're glad to have you, man. This has been a long time coming. I remember stumbling upon you, my friend, on X. I cannot remember how many years ago.
We had a little like DM maybe 2 or 3 years ago, right when I was first starting to try to get connected here in Austin and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, man, I am so glad to finally get here screen on screen and face to face. We need to do this IRL. Okay,
we do.
Civil. But man, I'm so glad to have you on here. The reason that I think your perspective is so crucial for all that we are doing, brand side, agency side, software side, inside of e-commerce, is because, brother, you have lived this life of a creator in, hey, I'm really good at this. Hey, actually, I'm getting some notoriety here. Hey, I'm actually making some money here and working with the coolest brands in my space. Hey, now I'm launching a full-blown business that I can see riding out into the days to come. Man, I'd love for you to give us perspective on the brand service side. What has that experience been like as a creator? What have those milestones been like for you as you've stepped through that over the past 5-6 years?
It's been cool. So the first time I worked with another brand was probably about 6 or so years ago. And I think, dude, the #1 thing I think a lot of creators get wrong and brands get wrong too, it just goes back to the idea of like product market fit of like, hey, does this actually make sense? I see people in my space, like we're in American football, right? So you can start to like narrow down who that's going to be, like start identifying the avatar. And you just, I like that. I think a lot of people just run into this issue of like, they try fitting these products into an audience that don't make no sense. And then they're like, well, this whole thing doesn't work, whatever. It's like, no, it does. It's just, if the product and the audience makes sense, it's like, it's going to be a killer. If it doesn't, it's like, what are we doing? I feel like you see that all the time. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my mind, but I just think about it. I see it so much.
Well, that's a great point. And I mean, succinctly here, hey, I'm on the gaming side, but I'm in a football, and everybody who loves what I'm doing, they're watching football, they're playing football.
Right.
And it's just as much product market fit for your brand and what you're doing and selling. Just the same with creators and working with those in your space that you'd like to. There needs to be a natural fit. For product and audience for it to work.
Yeah, that's the best bang in your buck right there. Like that's the best ROI as a company trying to work with creators, like targeting somebody who actually makes sense and actually is going to hit the audience consistently, like who's going to kill it. A lot of people get like kind of starstruck by views, I think. And it's like views obviously an important number. We won't pretend that's not. But 10,000 views of a super targeted audience that's like killing. Like these people are all for you versus 100,000 an audience that it's kind of all over the place. It's such a difference, dude. Because we struggle with that forever. Of like, man, we're gonna go for views. That's all we care about. Don't care who's watching as long as we get somebody to watch. And we make significantly more money now going after like we want XYZ. We want Carl down the street to watch, and we want 1,000 Carls instead of 100,000 Joe Blows wherever. Like that's the biggest thing for us, man.
That's a great point.
When you're thinking about, a creator trying to get up and running, so they're still trying to kind of take this thing full time. Do you have any pieces of advice for them where they're still trying to balance the job? They also have this thing where it's like, hey, this is getting a little momentum. I don't want to burn out on both ends. Do you have any piece of advice where you're like, hey, you better make sure you do these 1, 2, or 3 things, and this will probably get you there?
Yeah, from the creator standpoint, like trying to get started, like just take money seriously. So many people just don't take money seriously.
Yeah.
They don't take revenue generation seriously. They have like unrealistic expectations. Like, I'm going to start making full-time income with no idea of how we're going to get to full-time income. And it's like, dude. And the easiest ways are either one, like having your own kind of product type thing where you could sell, whether it's one-on-one coaching, could be like a digital course, or partnering with a brand that fits your target audience, not just random, these people are throwing me a sponsorship or an affiliate, whatever, but partnering with them that fits. Because that's the best bang for your buck. It's gonna be better than any kind of ad revenue. It's gonna be better than any kind of anything else. I think a lot of people get stuck on the ad revenue side of things, and it's a brutal business to be in as a creator. We were in it for a few years, and it's just like, dude, it's stressful, it's hard, it's inconsistent, it's just tough.
It's a grind. It's a grind.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on this, Civ. I know that, man, you've worked with EA Sports. You know, you've done IRL events. You know, you've been with Dale Jr., all these things. Tell me, how have you seen the kind of brand creator relationship change over the past half decade? Is there anything that is more usual now or more prominent now, or a different kind of angle than you regularly saw, 5 years ago?
Yeah, I think I think a lot of creators like picking up on the fact that like this is probably the best way to monetization is doing your own thing or partnering with a brand that's like very strong with. I think a big one for me is that I feel like a lot of my buddies have done is like aligning with like one key kind of brand or one thing. Like everything we do pushes back to like one big idea. Like that's where all of our stuff is. I feel like a lot of small creators, and especially a few years ago, this would be a thing, right? People are like, they're promoting this thing here, this thing there, whatever. It's just like all over the place. And they're kind of saying yes to whatever deal comes in. And it just didn't, it didn't convert very well because it makes you look kind of like whatever to your audience. And two, it's just like you get bigger bang on your buck for like saying this today, saying the same thing a week from now, saying the same thing from a year from now, right? And you see that with your marketing background, I'm sure, of like the first time you introduce a product to somebody, they're not gonna purchase it, right?
No,
but
not usually.
And like, but you see the same thing over and over again. So creators would pick it up on that too. And it's like, oh, I should be like strongly aligned with these people. From a business standpoint, I think people are just taking it more seriously. It seems like people see like the value, and even like I think a lot of big companies have struggled in the content space. It seems like of like either not having a great identity of like who they are. You'll see some like overdo it on their social media platforms. It comes across like. Some just like have a super like monotone tone of voice, and it's like, dang, like that's not great either. I think bringing in creators in-house has been a cool thing we've gotten to see a little bit. I'm thinking of dang, I can't think of his name, dude. I think he was doing stuff with Ridge Wallet for a second. Or he might still be tech guy.
Yeah, MKBH.
Yes, I was just totally forgetting his name.
Yeah,
but like see him, like I think like Ridge. I don't know how that's going now, but I remember seeing that forever ago, and like I'm like, dude, these guys are like. This is the way, having a face of it. Like this, it's like a spokesperson. Like this is the way. 100%.
Yeah, I love that move.
So you are fully inundated in the NFL, and you're probably following the players very intently. And so you see a lot of kind of guys do a post career in, broadcasting. You got guys like Travis Kelce spinning up their podcast. You got guys like Jason Kelce launching brands and those things, so to speak. Do you see any players where this is a really good person that is managing their personal brand outward facing? And I think he's going to be a great creator post career, where you see somebody and you're like, these are a couple of guys where I'm like, these are great. They're nailing it right now during their careers. Yeah. And then post career, I think they're going to be off to the races.
Yeah, I think Darrington Evans is the name that comes to mind. He's a halfback I'm not sure who he's on right now. He played for the Bears for a second, played for the Titans for a second. He was always like a kind of like a practice, or he's a practice squad guy, or like third, second string guy. But one of the cool things, I feel like a lot of athletes, I see it in the NBA and the NFL, like they don't leverage the fact that they are an athlete and they have kind of like perspective that nobody else can. Whereas someone who kills it in this area, he's massive now on X and YouTube, is Kurt Benkert. This dude's he's a killer, and he was always he only took like one actual snap in the NFL as a kneel, but like he's in the NFL, like he was an NFL quarterback, and like that's a massive part of his brand, which it should be. You make it to the NFL regardless, you don't ever play it down. That's a pretty big deal. And he's killing it. He has his own football. His YouTube channel kills it. His X account kills it. He's doing XYZ with a few different companies. He is probably the ideal model for like any athlete, if you make it to the professional leagues of whatever sport, of like, how do you actually build this? Because you have an insane competitive edge. Like I can never, even come close to making Kurt Benkert content.
Oh,
I'm not an NFL quarterback. He was.
Yeah, the breakdowns he's doing on long form are
yeah.
so in depth and
It's
fantastic
killer.
that you're like, I think there's only a couple people in the world that could do this level.
Yeah,
and I'm not
well,
one of
then
them.
well, like you look at like competitive edges as a creator, you have the same thing in business. Like why would a competitor or why would a
Yeah.
customer choose us over a competitor? And it's like, okay, well, if you can talk on camera pretty well, that is a competitive edge. A lot of people can't do that. And then if you have some sort of expertise that like other people can't get, like one of the things that makes us really good at what we do is like, I'm one of the best Madden and college football players now in the world. A lot of people it's just fact of the matter. Like it's just like, here we go, and like I get to use that, and like people, it's a natural moat that like to get there. There's only a few people who can even compete with me now because of it. Kurt Benkert, there's only a few NFL quarterbacks, and then there's only a few NFL quarterbacks who can talk on camera, and then have the work ethic, the grind, yada yada, to actually do all that stuff. So you combine these competitive advantages. It's like, and then you just stick at it.
That's a great point. Another guy that comes to mind that's in that mold that we used to be teammates when I was very young is Chase Daniel. He was quarterback in Missouri, and then he was a backup for many, many years with the Chiefs and the Saints, etc. Tell me this, Siv. I feel like, and you mentioned MKBHD as an incredible example, kind of at the top. I think he actually got equity. I think he got equity.
Yeah, yes, he did. He did.
Great move.
Yeah, great move. Good move on his part.
Good move on his part.
God. I think at the bottom, let's talk, more kind of entry level opportunities. And let's say you're, high 7 figures on the e-com side, entering into 8-figure space. I think that a number of brands should take bets on younger aspiring creators who show real promise, but have yet to, blow up in their niche, etc. Take a bet on them, bring them in-house, have them make content for the brand all of the time, and then, hey, continue to support on this other side, on the personal side. Hey, keep doing your thing. I think more companies should bet on young aspiring creators and bring them in-house to make content all the time.
Right.
Do you think that's smart?
No, 100%. We do some similar stuff with the company I run, but it becomes a thing of like the conflict with it is it has to be a win-win. And it has to be a win-win long-term too, not just like in the present moment, because you get to a point where the creator, he kills it. He's like, well, why am I even working with these guys anymore?
That's the tension. That's the tension. You have to
find a way to make it a win-win. That's where like equity, for example, is like super obvious killer, right? But there's some things as a company you're able to do to make it especially a really easy yes for like let's say like there's like the idea of like middle-class creators who are like in the, we'll call it like 60-ish K a year to like 120K a year range, where it's like, like you're doing good as a creator. Like you are killing it. You're running your own business, making it around there. But it's like, dude, there's also a lot of pressure on you around that range too, give or take, of course. Of like, dude, if you were to go down a little bit, like you have a bad year, it gets scary, right around there. Especially you're kind of thinking about trying to scale up. Well, things go back down. Now you're having to maybe let your editor go. Maybe you're having to take some step backs, whatever it might be. And so brands have the opportunity, especially these established companies that know how just know how like to run a company, like a true company, have the opportunity to like provide some stability into a pretty unstable field. That's the number one thing I feel like all of my buddies who are like just pure creators, who are just like guys who rely on like ad revenue and stuff like that. They're like constantly worried about money, even when they're killing it. Cause it's like, dude, next month, like we got to make another banger video or else we're kind of we're in a tough spot. And so, be able to provide both the financial support and then resources, whether it's like helping out with, I've seen some companies do like helping out with like editors, helping out with like strategists, things like that. That just makes it like, oh, this makes sense for me to grow with you guys.
Wow.
That's what I would love to see. I would love to see more of those kind of unique win-win relationships come into being.
That's the number one thing. Just keep people mutually aligned going forward, and especially like not just today, but also like a year, 2 years. Like, what happens if we both kill it? Because that's the goal. We both want to kill it. And it's like, does this partnership make sense right now? 5 years from now, we both kill it. If it doesn't, then I, as the company or I, as the creator, need to take a step back and say, well, how do we restructure it? So we do. So we're both going to kill it long term, and we don't get this weird like, I'm kind of mad you're doing so good. Yeah. Now you're gonna want to like, you don't want that. That sucks.
Yeah. So you're obviously very within your category. You have your niche of what you do extremely well. and you probably see other categories from afar. You can kind of see them and you're like, oh, I can see how that space is doing. Is there any space or category in particular where you're like, God, this thing is a complete blue ocean? There's not very many creators that are just rocking with this, and everybody here would make a boatload of money. And I'm shocked there's not more creators doing good work here.
I'm such right now, so I do a lot of back end development for our web platform, and a lot of creators just aren't really on that. Like a lot of creators just purely like content focused, which like their career, which makes sense. Whereas I'm a little bit more opposite, where content's kind of like the thing we do, but I'm more focused on that. And I think so many people would just improve whatever they're currently doing tenfold by just taking advantage of things like cloud, of things like even just using basic chat GPT, but like moving on top of that, like you want to build a product instead of going to something like one of the more traditional web builders, like taking a week, 2 weeks, and like building out something through that, through things like cloud, through things like Cursor, whatever it might be, is just killer. And like dude, the floor is like, or the bar is so low. The bar is so low for a lot of creators to put out good products. A lot of people they put out really bad stuff. And that's not necessarily a niche, but just like a tool I think is like super underused.
Well, Civil, it's obvious that you are not putting out a bad product. Man, give for those who don't know, give everybody perspective on, man, your community and how you actually teach and help gamers win more games, get better at what they're doing. I think it's brilliant for the exact niche that you're in.
Yeah, so to give quick context for just anybody who has no idea, we run a education platform online, teaching people how to get better at a video game called Madden, and then college football, both American football-based video games. We have a coaching staff that builds basically like online course content inside of a platform that people are able to get membership access to, so it's monthly or yearly. That's the gist of it. Think of it like cookbooks, how to cook for a video game. That's how it is. We release content every single month. We have about 3,000 or so active members. That obviously it goes up and down each day, but roughly 3,000. A big thing, part of that is like, if you have a decent product over time, the floor just keeps on going up. Like it should, at least in a subscription business, it should. And so we've just been able to build that over and over and over. I think the biggest thing with that type of thing, dude, is like build a product that actually like I'm going to teach you how to cook. By the end of you listening to me, you should be able to cook. And if you can't, you're going to be kind of pissed off. And you should be pissed off, by the way. I told you I'm going to teach you how to cook and that I don't teach you. So it's just like, say the promise, whatever it is, make sure people actually want that thing, and then just like deliver on the promise. It's like,
the reason that I love this so much is it reminds me of a conversation that we had with John Shanahan, VP of marketing at TRX. You know, they're known for their workout equipment, their straps. His take when he came on here is that we don't make equipment. We are an education company. And what I loved about this, and I wish that so many inside of our space who are selling physical widgets on the internet, I wish that they would take the education piece within their niche and find a way to truly equip and help people make their lives better in an educational format.
Right.
Because if you can strike that right and actually help people use the product and find other ways for them to go up into the right for whatever it is that they're doing, and it makes so much sense, and it probably endears that person to you for a longer period of time, in addition to, you know, increasing their lifetime value and in their association with the brand.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if you actually help me, like, I'm just going to be like kind of, I'm going to feel like a certain type of way about you, you know what I mean? About your company, about your product, and anybody else that you say I should listen to, right? If you help me, and then you say, hey, my buddy down the street's really good at X, Y, Z, I'm going to trust you, right? And I'm more likely to go to your buddy. I'm more likely to go back to you, whatever it might be. I think it's a huge deal. One thing I'm trying to learn right now and get better at is teaching people. So like the product is education, but teach people how to use the product better. That's been like a whole, like, that education process inside of there has been fun. That's been like a new one. I've been like deep diving, like, okay, we have this product. How do we teach people how to use the product so they're getting the most out of it? So when I teach you how to cook, you know how to actually cook. I'm not just like speaking to a wall. I teach you, I actually set you up for success of how to do this. That's been a fun one for me.
Man, that's amazing.
I wish that everybody who doesn't know, they need to go and follow you, and follow Civil on Twitter, follow Civil on YouTube, because, you know, I am a former gamer. I'm not a current gamer, but
we get you back.
My my game was NCAA 06.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was my game. Okay. And I was stellar at that
Yeah,
thing.
nice.
Okay. And but man, it's been so many years ago. And the the strategies and the playbooks and everything that I see you doing online, it makes so much sense. Wow, there's levels to this thing. And people who don't know, they need to follow, and then they need to find out how to apply that inside of their space, because there's levels to this game. Sorry, I cut you off, Colin. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Joe Blow comes off the street. He wants to beat up on his friend in the new Madden.
Yeah,
what team is he
baby.
picking? And why is it the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson?
The Ravens are up there. The Ravens are up there if you want to have a fun team.
That's what I'm saying.
The Chiefs are always up there too because of Mahomes, dude. For the past however long, they've been one of them.
Yeah.
The Lions are low key moving up there now. The Lions have been, even when they were good though, they were kind of bad because Jared Goff isn't like a video game quarterback. One of the things you want a video game quarterback. Like that's what makes the game fun. Yeah. Last year in college football, Alabama wasn't great in real life. Like they were good, but in the game, they were the greatest team I've ever touched. Like the best ever. Because of Jalen Milroe, they had speed, they had everything. It's like, dude, this is it.
Exactly.
Nice.
And that was Vince Young back in the day. I mean, that was 06 anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Civ, man, we really appreciate you making the time and coming on here. I think there's a lot of crucial principles that people need to pick up. Man, finding the right creators that you can create win-win long-term relationships with, not just turn and burn. Hey, let's see how many views that we can get. And educating inside of your space, being consistent, learning to build a community that actually benefits that person's life and shows real progress. I think all of those things are great takeaways that people inside of e-commerce, whether they're selling info, whether they're selling education, whether they're selling physical products, that we need to take away and put in place. And for those who are not yet following, and they need to go find you and up their Madden and college football game, where should they find you? Where should they learn more and start taking these principles away and apply them to their own business?
Yeah, the two biggest places that you can check me out is YouTube. Just type in Civil College Football. You'll find me out there. Or you type in Civil Madden, you'll find that too. We have two different channels. And then on X, if you go to Mr. Civ, MisterCiv, those are two big time places.
Man, tell me this before you get out of here. Are there any other platforms that you think, hey man, this is exciting, that businesses should be looking at this? Like, I'll just tell you, one for me is Whatnot, where you're like selling like lives. I know there's a lot of people haven't heard of that one yet. Have you seen that one?
Exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Are there any platforms that are exciting to you as a creator you think more people should be looking at?
If I had more time in the day, I would spend a lot more time on like short form, like Instagram and TikTok type stuff. I have a couple buddies who are just killing it in a few different spaces on Instagram, doing Instagram reels, stuff like that. Integrating with things like ManyChat, whatever it might be.
Exactly.
And just like they kill it. And they do the same thing we do at long form. They just do it on Instagram, but those get so many more views to the point where almost like you get so many, you're casting such a wide net where you're going to you kill it on that, which goes against what I said earlier with some of the long form stuff, but they just kill it, man. Yeah. Those are the two, Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
I think you and I have to play, Chris, and I would like Civil to be my coach. And I think we should live stream.
You guys play. I'll play the winner.
That's not
Cowboy brand.
Okay.
You guys talking about getting branded earlier? Whoever loses gets branded.
All right. Who gets branded? Well, I think Colin's going to be the winner. That way he can be the one who gets branded later on.
That's awesome.
I love that. Civ, man, we appreciate you coming on. We look forward to having you back. And thanks for all that you do, brother.
No, thank you for having me. Thank y'all.